Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Can someone confirm if you can see me and hear me, please? Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Jill. Okay, so I wrote down some things to talk about first. First thing is first, the Whispers deck. I made that video yesterday. It's almost out of spaces for pre-order for the first round. I am going to end up ordering another round, but then that's going to take an additional couple weeks after I order. So that is that. The only way to book, and right now my readings are closed till I get everything shipped out for the Whispers deck. But the only way to book or order is stan.store/The Reckoning Co. So no other way but that, stan.store/TheReckoningco. No other accounts. Every one of my links is linked in that Stan store. So all of my social media, all of anything you could purchase, if it is associated with me, it is in that Stan.store link. If it is not in that Stan.store link, it is not associated with me. I do not personally have a Facebook, but I have a mod run Facebook that is linked in the Stan store. Anything that's not linked in that Stan store is not me. Please do not get scammed. Whispers deck, social media, Stan store, readings closed for now. Okay, that was the list. Thank you for listening. Start with a pick a pile, just the theme of your week. Pick a number 1 or 2, and everything is all over it. Everything or something that is coming to you energy-wise this week. Number 1 or 2. If you picked number 1, the eye candy, intuition, inspired action, beauty, art, socializing, flow, potential, and romance. Get some fresh air or call some of your pals over. Take a look around you. There is so much natural beauty waiting to be discovered. Either you will soon become involved in an exciting new project, or you will go out on a date. Put your charisma to use everywhere. Spread your charm around. 0550 is the number. If you pick pile 2, taking chances, success, knowledge, friendship, impatience, freedom, and optimism. When chances present themselves, seize them and do something out of the ordinary. Whether in your professional or personal life, you will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. Trust in the chance and take risks on opportunities that could change your life for the better. 0303 is the number. All right. Scroll back up a little bit here. Where is okay, here we go. Should I just take the green detox bottle only or the blue bottle as well? Both, because the which color is which? I want to say the green is the spray and the blue is the dropper. The spray is the detox element and the dropper is the binder. So essentially the binder makes it so that the stuff that's being removed comes out in when you go to the bathroom, as opposed to it trying to come out through your skin, because your skin is the biggest organ. So it's going to want to push out through your skin. And essentially what that does is when the heavy metals are pushing out, it just makes you extremely itchy. It's like little hard pieces trying to come out through the skin. So both, because one is the binder that makes sure it goes out that way and not other ways through your skin. Have a weird feeling Nova is going to make her entrance earlier than her due date. Will she be a Virgo or Libra? Virgo, Libra. I feel Virgo or Libra, because this would be Virgo. Virgo would be not celebration. This is like groundbreaking. So to me, this would be a birth, not not continuing forward with the pregnancy because a birth comes through. So I would say a Libra. Messages and a song. There's something that's calling you to address it further before moving forward because there's some kind of opportunity to make something better before making it a habit or a routine. Like going back and addressing something before making it part of like your day to day or making it part of like the regular element of your life. Something needs to be addressed so that it doesn't become a bad habit, is again, I guess how I'd word that. It's like you're rushing forward past something and you're being guided to be the observer first. Being the observer of how something is affecting you before you let it become, I guess I'd say, a bad habit or a bad, it could even be a mindset. Motto by NF is the song. Is N sincere towards me or does he have hidden intentions? I would say not necessarily how do I word this? It's not that they're trying to set you up or anything like that. It's more of when things don't go my way, I'm either going to run, disappear, or hurt you. It's me. If it's me or you, I'm choosing me, even if it means at your expense. So I would say it's not that this person's coming in with the intention to hurt you, but when things don't go the way that they want them to go, they'll be more likely to not handle it in the way that you would prefer. Message from Spirit Team. Your inner child is in some need of attention here. We have two child cards and the Tower, Five of Swords. It's almost like there's something that has recently triggered your inner child. And it's almost like making you question, okay, did I heal as much as I feel like I healed? And you did, but your inner child still needs some kind of like, before you move forward, some kind of attention, some kind of reconnection. Dusk Till Dawn by Zayn. You'll never be alone. I'll love you from dusk to dawn. Your inner child needs like bonding with you. In the future, will my son work with my husband? I feel like it may be a possibility, but there may be a different choice made. I don't know if that choice is by your son or by your husband. It almost seems like there's another path that ends up presenting that your son feels more passionate towards, or maybe is more talented at. How will my post-back operation next week? Is my healing above or on schedule? I feel great. When you'll be able to quit wearing the back brace. I feel like you're not all the way in the clear of the back brace yet. This would be like not quite completing the cycle, but I do feel like healing. Ace of Cups would lead me to believe you're at the very least on schedule, more than likely slightly above schedule. But at Two of Cups being the connector card, it's almost like because you're doing well, let's make sure it continues and not preemptively stop the back brace and then make it so if you were ahead of schedule, then you're not ahead of schedule, I guess. Like you don't want to remove it too early and bring you backwards. So I feel like the back brace will come off whatever time frame they initially gave you, I feel like it's going to stick to that time frame because you're at the proper progress. But I don't think the back brace is going to come off earlier than what they initially said. Is my husband finally going to be able to retire this year? Yes, but I'm not all the way sure it's I would word it as this year. I feel like the opportunity is going to be there where within a year it'll be able to happen to where it doesn't negatively affect or stress either of you out. So I feel like it's going in that direction. It is going to happen. I'm not all the way confident to say this year, but I word it within a year. What needs more attention in my love life? How can I show up better for my future partner? I would say this feels like emotional codependency, I guess I'd say. Like wanting to feel needed to feel secure in the context of the relationship. This may be associated with some kind of like abandonment wound. So I would say to focus on anything that would be similar or exactly like an abandonment wound. What triggers that for you, what still needs healing, where you need to pour into yourself in that way. I feel like that's the best way to prepare for your future ability to be patient when it comes to the unfolding of the relationship and not feel like you need to rush in order to secure your place with the person, if that makes sense. What was the intention of the woman during the tundra? What would have happened to me had she not been pulled from the truck after she hit me? Where is she now? Oh, uh, I'm wondering if there was some kind of intoxication or some kind of maybe mental health crisis. This is these two cards together. Whatever I'm dealing with, I'm making it everybody else's problem. I'm being very selfish. I'm dealing with something that's pushing me into the quicksand and I'm making it your problem. Um, I don't care what's going to come from my actions. I'm acting on impulse. Where is she now? It feels like using another person to hide herself away, either literally or emotionally. That's not good energy. Do I have a block with finances? I seem to be always juggling my money. I would be curious about any mindset beliefs that have been ingrained to you from those who raised you. Um, like a money program that would read such as I need to work really hard to make money. I can't long term keep the money that I make. There's some kind of a program running that needs you need clarity on what's making you worried or what is internally running as a limiting belief. And it's something that has come from either those who raised you or something that you came to believe when you were younger about money that hasn't had the chance to be reprogrammed yet. So, for example, I need to work really hard to make money. It's needing to reprogram that belief to where you're not running yourself dry just to make ends meet. So, I wouldn't necessarily call it I would call it a subconscious belief that needs reprogramming, and it would help to look at the mindset that those who raised you had and how that impacted your belief about money. What is the time frame for finding next temporary home? Can I manifest it more quickly now since working on the mother wound? Um, Not the right time. It feels like there's still with this King of Pentacles. You said mother wound. I'm wondering because King of Pentacles reversed with Five of Swords, something is still in your mind limiting you when it comes to the financial element of the move. And it's almost like not taking action in this situation because I have this subconscious fear. It's not the right time, but with 10 of Cups, it is going to happen for you. It's just needing to, whatever this is right here, King of Pentacles reverse, Five of Swords, a self-limiting belief around your ability to maintain what you're signing up for. I guess like needing to get really clear about your financial situation and show yourself clearly this is what comes in, this is what goes out, this is what I can handle, and then taking that leap of faith after you can see everything laid out. It is coming, but it's just some kind of limiting belief standing in the way that's making you feel defeated in some way. You are heading in the right direction though. Any message from my loved ones? Feels like a masculine energy here. You're being inspired to move in the direction of something that's been like popping up for you. Like maybe a new hobby that you've been thinking about doing. You keep like getting hints or seeing things about it. It's like there's something to learn that can only come through you engaging in something that makes you feel passionate. There's something you can learn about yourself. Um, Feels like a male family member that's like helping push you towards some kind of rebirth energy. Message and song for my dad. His birthday just passed. Trust yourself to feel your feelings. There's a certain memory that almost feels like you're avoiding letting yourself think about, but there's some kind of healing in the memory. I almost want to say it's like something that you want to like talk or think to your dad about, you know what I mean? Like a memory that you want to relive, but you're worried about what how it's going to affect you emotionally. There's a message to trust yourself. Trust yourself to feel. The feeling will bring some kind of release. I will always point you in the right direction. It almost makes me feel like with the coins, bet on yourself. Like the the release of letting yourself feel your feelings is going to give you the confidence or the clarity on how or where to bet on yourself. Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel is the song. Mm. Is what I'm having done today going to help me? Yes, but I feel like something on the back end, like if they tell you to got to do this, this, and this to the T, make sure that you're doing that the full time that they tell you to do it. There's like something that it helps, but the length of time it will help for depends on you doing whatever you needed to do on your end. So, like, let's just say whatever it is they say you need to go for a walk every day, 20 minutes a day for 6 months, and sometimes it rains and you don't feel like it. It's like find a way to still fulfill whatever they're telling you to do because that's highly important. But yes, it is going to help, but the length of help will depend on, I guess I'd say, like, your part in whatever it is. Do I have a message from CD? You made the right decision when it comes to either putting your foot down or saying, this is not the right path, I need to try that path. I initially thought this was the right path. You defended yourself with the right energy. In the past, you wouldn't have shown up for yourself in the way that you showed up for yourself now. And you should be very proud of that. I had a peaceful passing and transition, and I'm in my own personal paradise. Should I reach out to Chris or should I just wait for him to reach out? I would say wait for him to reach out. It feels like he needs like a minute or something. Yeah, 10 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse. He feels very, I want to say agitated is the word. Like, I won't be able to respond to you in the way that I would be able to respond to you if I wasn't as agitated. I need to put this down before I can have either like a logical or like a fair conversation. I won't be willing to fully hear you out from like a practical, calm, rational standpoint until until I heal, until I put this down. I'm carrying this heavy weight. I would say wait for him to reach out. But I would say anticipate it being a minute too. Any messages from Ralph? Will my health improve? Any messages? Oh, well, angel communication. There's a need to recommit yourself to some. I feel like this is kind of associated hand in hand with health. There's a need to rededicate yourself to taking some kind of like divinely inspired action. I almost want to say like thinking outside of the box, some kind of preventative care, some kind of like extra credit that will help in the long run in a way that you couldn't necessarily see. I almost want to say this feels like needing to really take care of your mental health because you're not recognizing how the energy of that is impacting the rest of your day. Seven of Swords, the World in reverse. Some kind of unintentional self-sabotage that's causing you to feel like your world's upside down. So there's a need to really focus and pour into yourself right now. It will help alleviate other stressors throughout the day and help to show you where the shifts are needed, I guess I'd say. Will my health improve? I feel like there's something coming up that's going to need to be addressed, and then upon how that is addressed will depend on like the timing of improvements. But I also feel like you're being encouraged to really pour into yourself, and I don't know if it's pointing towards like holistic health or just like a second opinion on something, depending on how your situation is. But there's a need to kind of go above and beyond for yourself right now. That's how I put it. Any messages for my manager, Brittany, from her mom? She's almost free from whatever is keeping her feeling like something is just beyond her reach. There's some there's some kind of shifting of perspective that she's been kind of embarking on, and she's almost in the clear. She's learned what it is that she needed to learn about herself from some kind of longing or striving or feeling like it's just there and I can't grab it yet because this is something manifesting. So what it is that feels just beyond her reach is about to manifest into her reality. I have a new understanding. See the ripples? Something that she did, your manager, had some kind of ripple effect. Like I did something over here that is like a major cycle completion, and now it's affecting other areas of my life in a positive way. I watch over you every day. How can I focus more to achieve my highest potential and help my daughters more? Interesting. All major arcana. This feels like you having this desire to even ask this question. It's because you're elevating to a higher level and you're seeing that it's not that you're not doing enough in the level that you're at now. It's that you're recognizing something is about to open up for you. Almost like you've been in a tunnel and you're about to step into like a room. Um, it feels like with the magician focusing on progress, focusing on celebrating each step, on not necessarily controlling the outcome, but controlling the amount of effort that you're putting into each step and letting that be enough. Not expecting perfection, but knowing that each step you take in the right direction is one that's getting you out of the tunnel and into like the more open room where there's more room to expand. So I guess I'd say be patient with yourself, take one step at a time, and know that you're working towards expansion and not trying to control the outcome, but just controlling your effort that you're putting in. Oh, and it's 11:11 as I say that. Felt a little bird, or should I say hawk, felt a romantic connection between myself and H in a past life. Any additional info? I would say the two of you ended up going separate ways because H was not ready to meet you at the emotional depth and you got tired of waiting around, and you decided to choose yourself here. Feels like that's kind of, yeah, 10 of cups in reverse. It feels like you were more ready or more deep, and the other person wasn't at the same place and wasn't getting there in the time frame that you felt was appropriate. So you moved forward. I'm gonna go back to this list. Mm. My son is having his 8th grade promotion tomorrow. Any guidance for him going to high school? It's exciting. Balance is going to be very important. Making sure that obviously friends are important, studies important, but not overwhelming himself in any one category. There's a feeling of like needing to save energy to take opportunities or to take chances on himself. I do feel like there's a lot of quick maturing that's going to happen. And it feels like as that happens, it may feel overwhelming. So making sure that that balance is being maintained and he's still keeping some free time for himself and some like leisure time and some like making sure he's dividing his time. I guess I'd say time management is going to be either the biggest struggle or the biggest motivating factor. And also to kind of be careful with who he's giving information to, knowing that it's a different dynamic and not everyone is going to keep a secret. So just making sure that he's not giving information to people who have not yet proven themselves to be trustworthy. For some reason, that's coming up as well. I was told to keep going to libraries to meet a romantic partner and find a new home. Three of Cups. It's possible it's a library that you'd meet this person. It feels more likely to me that, like, if you went to the library and you leave the library and you're out doing other stuff after, that's when you'd run into this person. It doesn't feel like at the library, but it almost feels like you going for that reason is you furthering the intention that you want to meet the person. You know what I mean? So, like, doing other things that would also set and bring forward that intention would help as well. Yeah, playing chess. So, like, setting the intention and taking action on the intention will help to bring that connection in. Could it have something to do with the library? Yes, but it feels more likely to me that it would be like on the path, if that makes sense. My mom had any messages for me and a song. There's something that you're avoiding and it's causing an imbalance. So not avoiding it is going to give you back the energy that subconsciously is going into whatever it is that's being feels like unintentionally avoided. Um, there's an opportunity coming that's going to help you feel like you got back a piece of something that feels like it's been missing. Like almost like there's an opportunity coming to feel like you're filling some kind of hole in like a healthy way or like a positive way. Tears cleanse the soul, and there's no time where I'm at. Time is only on earth. There's a need to feel your feelings because the time is coming where what you learn from feeling the feelings is going to help you find, I want to say, the ability to self motivate again and get out of maybe some kind of like rut or lower vibrational, not lower vibrational, but like lower energy feeling, almost like you're fighting against a current. Uh-oh, please. What opportunities and obstacles should I be aware of in the next 6 months? It feels like when it comes to finances, you're taking a step forward and then taking a step back and then taking two steps forward. So I would say to be patient with yourself. This could be like I save money in this area and then I have to spend it in this area and I get frustrated because I just could have been up and now I can't because I have to put it out instead of keeping it type of thing. Um, it feels like y- things are shifting in terms of finances, but there's a need to show yourself that you're able to handle things that in the past may have kind of tripped you up more than they will now, because things are going to start moving forward more quickly. It's just like your higher self wants to see you handle a situation that in the past would have frustrated you, but now it's more of like a, just brush that off and keep moving forward type of thing. My nephew has been on my mind. Does he have a message for me to relay to his mother? He knows that it's hard for her to want to keep moving forward at times. but there's a need to find a way to kind of relight that spark. Um, Taking care of the little things so that the big things or the medium things don't seem quite as heavy. There's a need to, I almost want to say, like, be very mindful of the mindset that she's holding before falling asleep. It's almost like there's this sleep anxiety that's forming. And the message is to like, yeah, the message is to like stop it now in its tracks before it becomes a thing. So shifting the energy that she's falling asleep in and bringing in some kind of like peaceful, more peaceful energy so that sleep anxiety doesn't become like a long-standing occurrence. I am here helping you, waving the white flag. He's like, okay, enough is enough. I want you, almost like if the message was pretend that you are me and that by taking care of yourself, you're taking care of me. I am one of your spirit guides helping you along with your spiritual ascension. 1 second. Where did that playlist go? There we go. Kokomo by the Beach Boys is the song. Oh, he wants her to like have a brain vacation, like chill out, put down the stress type of thing. Let me see if there's any people I did not get yet. How can I get my neighbors to stop bothering me and let me live in peace? It's frustrating. I would say it really has nothing to do with you. They're projecting. I would say avoidance is the best way because with the chariot reverse, it feels like they aren't going to stop because the problem is not coming from you. It's not something that you're triggering. It's not something that you could do differently. It's simply, I have a problem with myself and I'm going to project that onto you and make that your problem. Um, I mean, I guess it depends on like if there's a landlord or if there's something like that. I feel like if there's tension that's boiling over into the physical, there may be some kind of like someone who could lay groundwork, like, okay, here's the line, don't cross it. But in terms of interactions, I feel like the best avoidance because it's not you doing that. Yeah, avoidance and then victory came out. The best way to alleviate to be would be to avoid or get someone else to be like, okay, this is what's allowed, this is what's not, stay on your side of the line type of thing. Because the problem's not you, the problem is themselves. What lesson was I supposed to learn by working at Andy Mark? How to communicate effectively and clearly when you're under a state of stress or when you feel like either you're in the dark or in the spotlight, one or the other. How to communicate clearly and effectively when under stress or lack of clarity. Is my fiance my soulmate? I would say this even feels like a past life person that's come back. This is someone that's trustworthy, especially when it comes to their willingness to communicate to you truthfully. there is a foundation that's already been established between the two of you. And with the Nine of Swords reverse, it's like you are each other's piece, or you are I went through X, Y, and Z in the past, but because I'm with this person now, it makes sense why I had to have those lessons, because this person would never treat me that way to give me those lessons, but the lessons are helpful, if that makes sense. So I would say yes, as probably more specifically like a past life soulmate. My Emma's birthday is coming up. Is she back in one of her sisters, like reincarnation? Ooh. I would say no, but with the Knight of Cups, it's almost like I speak through them, or I'm connected to them in a way that almost like things that have been left unaddressed or unsaid or unfinished business can be cleared up through things that she uses to speak through the sisters. But I wouldn't say it's reincarnation. This is like I give a message through them to help with clarity or unfinished business, but not necessarily reincarnation. What can I know about my twin flame? There's a need for patience, but I want to word this as it'll be worth it in the end, because this person's going to be honest and truthful with you. And with the Ace of Swords, the spiral staircase, it's almost like the two of you will join when you're both at that level of your higher self. Um, and right now, one of you are dealing with some kind of painful ending that you will need to get out of your head to be back in the present moment to achieve that happiness that can be reached. So I'd say that there's patience needed, but it'll be worth it in the end. Can I get a message from my guide? It feels like there's some bit of holding yourself back from taking making some kind of change. I feel like this has something to do with taking some kind of chance on yourself, something mixing something you're passionate about on finances. I feel like something has been left on the back burner and you're being guided to give more attention to that. Because it's going to help restore some kind of stability or foundation. It just needs a little more effort. Almost like you're pushing this ball up and over a mountain and you're feeling like you're like 75% of the way up and you're like, man, I'm going to be pushing this forever. I might as well just go backwards. There's no ending, but there is. You just can't see it yet, but you're almost there. So keep pushing that up and over is the message. Will my clients show up by the end of the year? I'm working hard on YouTube to create tribe and release a nation. I don't think so. Okay. By the end of the year, I don't think you're going to be necessarily where you want to be. I do feel like there is some bit of frustration here. Um, this would be community, it's reversed. Two of Swords blindfolded. This would be the frustration. This would be needing to shift perspective. So I would say there's a need to, when it comes to how you're reaching the audience or something like that, they're shifting that method of connection, I guess I'd say. Um, I almost want to say like maybe some kind of direct interaction, like I don't know if it's like an interactive live or something like that, like more often it feels like would help. Um, so you are going in the direction of building community because the community card is here, but I wouldn't say by the end of the year. January, February, March, April. I feel like by April of next year, you'll be happier with the progress than you will be by December of this year. So give it a little bit, a few more months, patience wise, for yourself. What time was I born? Let's see if we can get. I have a 7. Where are those little cards I have? I felt like yes and no. For anyone wondering what this is, it's like one of the things that goes on the back of the phone, like this thing. It's just one of these. It's just a roulette wheel one. Anyway, okay, 7. Can I get a confirmation on 7? No need to worry. 7, and I have a 35, so that would work. I have a confirmation on 35. This is the sign. 735. Um, I figure out how to get AM or PM. Is it AM? 7:35 AM? You're going in the right direction. 7:35 AM is what I would say. If we are in the right direction, can I have a confirmation? Star. 7, what did I say? 7:35 AM. Why is my dad being moody towards my mom? I would say being a little like immature or childish, um, not talking about a situation that was some kind of misunderstanding. We have a misunderstanding. I recognize it's a misunderstanding, but I don't feel like not being mad about it anymore. What was the misunderstanding about? I want this, you want that, you get your way. I'm more mad that I'm letting you know about. Um, or you do something and don't tell me, and then after I realize I'm mad, but it shouldn't be a big deal, but I don't want to talk about it type of thing. It feels like something like that. Will I win if I play bingo today? Fun story. Gavin used to, we have one of those bingo, I think I posted a video about this. We have one of those bingo things, and he used to let the ball fall out, and then he would add all the numbers as they came out. He made it into like a little math game. Anyway, 8 of Cups, Temperance. I feel like it's unlikely, but you'll have a good time if you go. Almost like you win in the fun time that you have, even if you don't win literally. Feeling off this morning and apprehensive and can't figure out why. What do you see? You're getting ready to enter some kind of new energy. Queen of Swords makes me feel like there's some kind of opportunity to have a conversation or speak on something showing up as the new version of you. It's almost like internally you know that there's about to be a moment where you recognize yourself showing up more evolved or more healed. Oh, sorry if that was loud, or whatever it is. And there's some bit of like, once I head in this direction, there's no looking back. I think it feels like happy anticipation, but almost like your psyche's like, what's this unfamiliar feeling? I don't know how to process this. So it may feel like you're not prepared for it yet. Um, yeah, feeling like you don't have the proper preparation and that you'll maybe not know what to say when the moment comes, but you're going to. Showing up as the higher version of yourself that you fought very hard to become can feel uncomfortable, but you're prepared for it. Oh, When I Grow Up by NF. That's funny. So yeah, showing up as the higher, more evolved version. Mm. Is my daughter mentally stable? Is she okay? I feel like I've read for this question in a reading a bit ago, and I feel like I don't remember what I said then, but I feel like whatever that was, this is moving in a positive direction from that. Not necessarily as good as it could be, but better than it was in whatever I said in that last reading. There's some kind of independence being gained, taking back my power, or at least I'm working towards it because I want to feel more emotionally stable. I'm healing from something that was making me feel like I don't care anymore. I don't want to put the effort in anymore, but I'm starting to pour into myself again. So I would say progress has been made here, or progress is in the process of being made. Mm. What is my life purpose? Learning the hard way that the power is actually in your hands to choose where you put your focus and energy is where you'll yield results. This is like I need to hit rock bottom in order to recognize that the power was in my hands the whole time. I need to be stopped in order I need to be slowed down or stopped to free myself from it. So it feels like whatever it is that was during the period of your life where you felt like everything was working against you, there's something that came into your life during that time period that is the thing, because it was meant to introduce itself to you and then have you go on this process of finding yourself to prepare for that. Um, it's almost like the whatever it was that you started to put your effort into and then you kind of went on this roller coaster ride, that is what you're looping back around to, but you needed to learn more about yourself to be prepared for it, if that makes sense. What chakra needs focus? Flexibility. Sacral chakra. Ooh, and the wheel. Taking some kind of leap forward towards getting things moving again in terms of flexibility. This feels like literal and spiritual, or emotional. Creating movement where there's not movement currently when it comes to self-identity or the way that you're showing up for yourself or the way that you're showing up to others without dimming yourself. I guess I'd say like turning up the light unapologetically and coming out of dimming yourself previously for others' comfort. So, sacral chakra. What needs address within myself to find a life partner? Existential despair and vulnerability blockages. So there's a feeling of needing to take a leap of faith on knowing your own limits. I guess I'd say there's this feeling of fear that you'll share too much or open up too much too quickly and end up reliving a cycle of the past. So reframing your perspective on your own self-worth and recognizing that you bring XYZ to the table. It's not just the other person that's bringing something to the table. Like you're bringing the emotional support as well. So I feel like this is knowing your boundaries and limits when it comes to how quickly you're opening up and knowing that you've developed your discernment to the point where if you're heading in the wrong direction, your intuition's going to let you know. So making sure that you also listen to that at the same time. Who on the other side is talking to me? Well, someone has a loving message for you. King of Wands could be a fire sign or someone with very bold energy. This is definitely a masculine energy. The red seems significant as well. Maybe their favorite color was red. This is someone that is encouraging you to slow down and look before you leap, not to not take the action, but to take the action cautiously or logically, one of those. Um, Trying to get your attention so that you slow down and look before you leap. Do I not have it set to members only? Hold on, let me look. I do. That's weird. Um. Oh crap! I lost my place. Any messages from my mother's mother? You're not yet recognizing how you became for yourself the safe place for your inner child. There's something specific that was either like a fear that, when you like focus on a fear so much, it can sometimes manifest. It's like you stopped yourself from allowing a fear to manifest and you became the person who went back and guided home that younger or childhood version of yourself that was wounded. Happiness lies within the memories we created, and I have hugged or kissed you for reassurance. Wish I could make this whole part of the screen bigger. Okay. Good morning. Any positive insight to my new job? Got an offer and moved to South Carolina at the end of June. Looking forward to a fresh start. allow yourself, don't feel like you need to be a perfectionist right off the bat. I feel like there may be some apprehension when it comes to asking for clarity or asking questions. They're not going to be like, oh, we regret hiring you if you ask some questions to make sure you're getting it right. I do feel like you're going to like this. I feel like there's opportunity for growth, but don't box yourself out. I feel like it's going to feel like a very big change because the move and everything like that. Don't box yourself in. Let yourself expand, let yourself take up space, let yourself ask. They're not going to regret hiring you if you ask questions. It honestly feels like they're going to appreciate you wanting to have a deeper understanding when you do have questions. So I guess I'd say allow yourself to take up space and allow yourself to ask questions and know that it won't look bad if you do. How can I better be honest with myself and accept myself? Reframing some kind of self-limiting belief that feels like either like a generational wound or a family familiar shared mindset, like needing to break free and form or shift the opinion that you have when it comes to some kind of self-limiting belief that's holding you back, that has something to do with the limiting belief being established from the family. Past life wound. Okay, so it feels like a generational self-limiting belief that needs to be addressed. Superiority wound came out in reverse. So inferiority wound, feeling like you're not enough, feeling like you're not doing enough, or feeling like you need to be doing something to earn love. You deserve love just because you exist, not because you do anything to earn it. Any messages from Ralph or my mom? Your mom. There's something that recently happened that triggered you that you handled so well that you didn't take a moment to recognize what you just, like in the past, this would have tripped you, and now you just walked right past it and didn't stop to give yourself the credit. It feels like something that has to do with you could have told someone exactly about themselves and you either held back or you framed something in a very emotionally mature way. Um, it's almost like there's a lot of forward facing progress here. You took some kind of bet or chance on yourself. Fully embrace your gifts as it's passed down in your family lineage. It's almost like a you handled something in the way that your mom would have advised you to handle it if she was here for her to give you advice. So she's acknowledging that she's proud of you for that and that you should also be proud of yourself for that. Mhm. Did Virginia OD on accident or on purpose? Accident, purpose. Accident. I would word it like not really on accident or on purpose, but more of like carelessness. Whatever happens is going to happen. I'm rolling the dice. I'm not really doing this with intention either way. My logic is not present. The only thing I'm thinking is how can I get as far away from these emotions that I don't want to feel as possible. So I'm not thinking I'm doing this on purpose or I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm aware of the risk, but I need to do whatever it takes to get away from these feelings because I can't handle it. Um, yeah, Hierophant in reverse. It's like I'm not, Hierophant's a commitment. So I'm not committing to a decision. I'm just trying to get back into something I can handle emotion. I'm trying to get back to the light. I feel very, very dark and I need a break from it as quickly and intensely as possible. So I would say neither. Wasn't thinking of a decision, was just thinking of what she needed to get away from. Any messages and guidance for me from LZ and Eric M? Um, there's something that it feels like you're holding back on because you feel like there's not room for you, or you feel like there's other people already doing it, or you feel like you'll be overshadowed, or there's too much competition. But there's something unique that you bring that you're not seeing that they're seeing, and they're guiding you to, I'm just going to say, leap into action or take some kind of structured, planned step forward on what you've been avoiding. There's something in here that's almost, I want to say, like a lucky break, like not not holding yourself back in this way opens up a door that you didn't previously see because you're allowing yourself to I just want to say this feels like a fear of failure that you're overcoming by taking action in the opposite direction of a potential, like, I could fail, but I'm going to try it anyway. Doing that overcomes some kind of previous failure wound, it feels like. 1 second. Um, will Helena contact me soon, and will she be successful in helping me remove blocks? I feel like she'll contact you soon, yes, but I feel like the blocks being removed is something that's going to come from your action or your gaining clarity on what exactly still needs to be healed that comes from within, and how you may be feeding into some kind of uh, cycle that you're not seeing that's preventing you from recognizing an opportunity at happiness. I would say this is something that, in helping me remove blocks, I feel like you are the one who's going to be helping yourself remove them more so than anybody else. You give me insight into who I was in a past life and if it relates to my health in this life. Relates to health. Teacher, master, instruction, charity, hermit, mystic, benefactor, charity, teacher. So it'd be like Six of Pentacles. Spiritual teacher that does it for the people and not for the money. This feels like over giving of yourself. Yeah, the Hermit in reverse, King of Cups. There may be health things in this lifetime showing up that can be alleviated by pouring into yourself. It feels like what it is the manifestation of an over depletion wound, or like an over giving wound, or like I'm giving to everyone else at my own expense. Now I need to learn. I guess any health in general are the manifestation of you needing to learn to flip your attention to yourself when it's needed, because this is an over giving. Like I'm depleting myself to make other people okay. Now in this lifetime, I need to reprogram that mindset that made me go in that direction in previous lifetimes. Why I'm single, and is MO future material or run? I feel like why you're single, there was a need to learn your own self-worth, and it feels like that lesson kind of took a little while because of the people that were in your life trying to convince you that there was lower self-worth than there is, and that you would constantly have to compete for love, or that love would be a transactional thing. So it feels like that subconscious program is what needed to be healed and reprogrammed in order for you to be ready to find a partner that wouldn't also hold that same wound, because then it would just kind of self-destruct the relationship. Is that person future material? Walking away from something unfulfilling after you see something clearly, breaking of a commitment? I would say no. Where am I? Message from my spirit guides or family. There's a feminine energy that wants you to trust yourself when it comes to a decision to wait or a decision to slow down. You made the right decision and you're going to see why soon. It feels like this happened a little bit ago, because the you're going to see why part is about to happen. You avoid it. It's almost like you chose to wait so the train could pass instead of trying to speed past the train. And if you would have tried to speed past the train, you wouldn't have got hit by the train, but you would have got like spun around or something. But your decision to wait, because you're in that energy of I don't chase, I attract. This doesn't feel like a relationship. It feels like an opportunity of some sort. But you made the right decision and you're soon going to see why. Feels like this message is coming from a female family member. I have always loved you and always will. Everlasting love never dies. And when you speak to me out loud or in your thoughts, I hear you. I feel like this is someone that you've been asking for advice. And Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi is playing. That might be significant. I would love a song. Vindicated by Dashboard Confessional. Is R who I will eventually be with. I feel like you're going to learn something that you wish could be different about this person. So this isn't like I learned something that you did. This is like I see a behavior that you have that I don't love and I wish could be different, but I feel like it's going to take you so long to mature from that, as in are. Um, Ace of Wands, I feel like someone that's going to be more ready to meet you at your level of passion is going to come along. And either you see that person first and become uninterested, or there's some kind of I want to free myself from what I feel like is going to take too long because there's something better. Not that you won't maybe be with this person temporarily, but I feel like it ends up being someone more ready for you. Okay. One second. Okay, that was fun. I hope you can see me. Um, have you hugged yourself today? Everybody should do that. Everybody should do one at least 5-minute nice thing for yourself today. Oh, you know what? Okay, be right back in 1 minute because my computer is not plugged in and it's about to die. 1 second. Okay, I just realized that that is why the camera turned off real quick. Does my deceased ex-husband Eddie realize what he put me through? Oh, yes, I would say yes. Um, a lot of tension, a lot of arguments, a lot of, I want to say, making you feel like you're never doing enough. Um, I want to say this is like loud arguments or at least like very my way or the highway. I'm not going to let this go until you agree that I'm right or something to that effect. Justice in reverse, not allowing things to be or remain balanced. Two of Wands reverse, always being on different, not making an effort to be on the same page. I would say yes. Like this deck is not really going to all the way work, but let's see. Reaching out to you with unknown phone calls and voicemail with static noises. I never heard you out. I always had something that was distracting or putting a layer of intentional misunderstanding over whatever you tried to say. Purposeful, intentional misunderstanding to try and band-aid an ego wound is how I'd word that. I'm trying to see if anybody didn't get yet. I haven't thought about my grandpa in a long time now. I wholeheartedly believe it's him guiding me. I have touched you for if we couldn't see eye to eye, I have hugged or touched you for reassurance. That to me says, even though you didn't recognize it was me for a long time that's been guiding you. Will I get a clean bill of health? I would say either a clean bill or at the very least heading in a positive direction. And if not a clean bill of health, then whatever is not the clean bill part, there'll be some kind of solution for. Um, Whatever was previously like almost like an itch that couldn't be scratched, it feels like that is being alleviated. Like some kind of ongoing problem that you've tried other solutions for and it didn't quite pan out. It feels like that is what where progress is being made. Had a dream we were related. Is this true? I am adopted, so it's possible. Ah. I wouldn't necessarily say that with the Ten of Cups in reverse, but more of like maybe like similar ways to understand spiritual messages in a way that they're translated into the 3D, if that makes sense. So like a spirit soul family type of thing more than like a earth family because Ten of Cups is reversed. That's my baby son Jace. I've been Jance. I've been avoiding this, but I feel it's the baby son Jance. You're really, really hard on yourself about something relating to this, and you're being encouraged to forgive the part of you that feels like you have a death grip on trying to find self blame on something that's not your fault. Um, Needing to free yourself from it's almost like you put part of your feeling, your capacity to feel inside your hand, and you're like death gripping it because you feel like you don't deserve that. And you're being guided to like release so you can get that part of yourself back. Um, there's a feeling of needing to restore the balance of the way that you're talking to yourself in your own mind versus the way that you're showing up for yourself. It's like you're making external effort, but then internally still I almost want to say like engaging in like self-hate or like trying to place blame where it doesn't belong on yourself. So there's a need to free yourself from that. There is no I was just about to say I'm hearing it's time. It's time. There is no time where I am. Time is only on earth and it is beautiful where I am. It's time to let yourself forgive yourself for still not figuring out how to fully place blame on yourself because deep down you know it doesn't belong on you. How's upbringing impacting cis bond? How's upbringing impacting cis bond? Something that is lacking is bringing them closer together. It feels like they have similar karma. Like there's similar karmic patterns from previous life. I wouldn't be surprised if they were together in a previous lifetime because there's similar karmic patterns that they had in previous lifetimes that they're here to break together in this lifetime. when it comes to building and maintaining a foundation that is sturdy, and they're helping one another to do that. So they're helping one another to see where there's cracks in the foundation, because like when you are the person, it's easier to see where the cracks are if you're standing away. So they're helping each other to work through karmic patterns of a previous lifetime, perfectionism, and lack of boundaries. So learning to take chances on themselves without knowing for sure that the outcome's going to be successful, and also maintaining proper boundaries. It feels like allowing one another on the inside of those boundaries, but knowing when to keep the outside world on the outside, if that makes sense. Will I be able to use my skills if I start educating myself in creative crafts like sewing or something else? Kind of looks like sewing here. There is something that it's gonna be you fighting against yourself until you get the ball up and running, or whatever that saying is. Um, I do feel like it's something you're ready for, where in the past it may have been like, I'll do this, but then as soon as I see I'm not as good as quickly, or I have some frustration, I'll stop myself. It feels like that's going to come up where you're going to reach some kind of frustration. You wish something could be different or faster or better, and you need to keep pushing through that. After you keep pushing through that, that's when you start to make progress. So, yes, but also it's going to come with some kind of like, do you really want this? Because I'm going to test you like I'm going to test you in a way stop to see if you're going to continue to push forward through it, if that makes sense. So, yes, um, needing to keep pushing forward against frustration. Message from my spirit guide. This could be a literal father wound, or there's some kind of like, I'm waiting to feel ready to take some kind of action, and I'm waiting for the external situation or environment to open up so I can start taking some kind of action, but it's actually the opposite. You're ready. Now you are the one who shifts the environment with the action, as opposed to the environment giving you the thumbs up to take the action. Yeah, like not, this would be waiting for your ships to sail in, and this is like no more waiting around. You're ready to take inspired action, even though you don't necessarily see how there's space for it. Start taking action in that direction. Oh, 2 weeks, 2 weeks old 2 days ago. Congratulations. That's awesome. You want to see what guardian angel is with the baby. Angel of faith. Angel of faith, and number 12. Woo. Oh, really? On Sloan Bella's live? Cool. I will have to check that out. Thank you. If you could leave a comment on like a video that's Well, I guess it could be on this video. Let me, if you have a link or like know what video it is. Thank you. Is Dave in love or does he love another woman? In love, another woman. It feels like there's a little bit of escapism that I don't see another woman. Because we have this card here. It's like over here where I should be in love, I'm fearing commitment or I'm feeling like it's getting serious and I want to escape or something like that, or I want to take it slower, I want to avoid, I want to pour more energy into myself. But then over here, there's not a third party, but I'm also trying to figure out who I am. Um, I would say there's feelings there. There's what he believes to be love, but there's also fear of commitment or fear of his ability to maintain that long term. Will my boss respond in a positive way if I express that I need more challenges at work? Can she bring me opportunities? I would say respond in more of like a neutral way. I would say be very mindful of the timing because this conversation should be like a positive thing, but if you catch them in the wrong moment, it may feel like they're brushing by it when it's important to you. You know what I mean? I don't feel like there's anything that's going to be immediate, but I do feel like there is opportunity. It's like you put the feeler out and then they look for where they can bring something in, even if it's not immediate. So I would say patience is needed. I feel like it's going to be like a neutral slash positive response. Just be mindful of the timing. Why does this keep happening? Hmm, it's plugged in. So weird. Okay. Is H with me all of the time? Any messages from her? I'm committed. This is just like not in. There we go. Someone who's very committed to staying through all of the different seasons or moods. All the time. Any messages from her? There's some kind of unintentional mm, holding back or dimming of your light because of how another person or outside party has made you feel. Almost like someone who wants to, I don't know how to word this. There's a feeling of needing to recognize where you may be dimming your light to make other people more comfortable because there's a pattern of self-sabotage from the past that's connected to that. It's almost like once you push the ball down the hill, it starts to snowball. So there's needing to pull back on that energy before it snowballs, if that makes sense. Not to dim yourself to make others more comfortable. I am not dead and find the strength and confidence to move forward. That's like I said what I said. I'm not going to die. Oh, happy birthday. Any message? There's a certain shift that you made that you can't necessarily see how it has opened up something for you, but you're soon going to start to see from a higher perspective. It feels like you healed some kind of wound by focusing on her as like the light for the last couple months, almost like you were doing it for her or you were doing it because she had inspired you to do so in some way. There's some kind of change I almost want to say that you made in her honor, and she's very proud of you for that. Almost like that was the birthday present to her. I almost wonder if you started to make this change or focus on this because you knew her birthday was coming up, but there's a feeling of like you gave her a gift by the change that you made because you poured like a replication of the love that she would have given to you. You found a way to create that and pour that into yourself, and that is the birthday present that she wanted and needed. I am one of your spirit guides helping you with your ascension, and I have a new understanding. The ripple effect again. It's like whatever this is that you shifted is going to now have a ripple effect on other areas of your life as well. The song for her birthday. With a little help from my friends by the Beatles is the song. And also maybe cats are significant. I don't know if you can hear, but my cat is like yelling outside my door. Hold on one second. Actually, let me go. Shh. Wait, where are you? Did I lock the cat in the bathroom? Nope. I don't know where she is, but I can hear her. Okay. Okay. Do I have any other condition doctors haven't discovered? I hear her again. Uh, I would say there's a final piece of the puzzle that's yet to be unveiled. Um, I almost feel like it's a factor of something else that you know about, though. How do I word that differently? Something that you already know about and are aware of. I don't want to say is causing something else, but is associated with something else that you're gonna like as you focus on alleviating one, it also alleviates the other. It feels like something that's connected to an issue that you already know about, but is more of like an expansion of it. Um, secrets being revealed. Something that is depleting your energy or slowing you down that's associated with a problem that you already know about. So almost like if you're low energy in your day to day and you're not recognizing that that's associated with an issue that you already know about, but the issue isn't causing that on its own, if that makes sense. My son doesn't like my desire to move overseas. Is he going to get used to the idea? I'm feeling like it has something to do with the people that are going to be left behind. That is part of why he doesn't love the idea. I feel like maybe not coming around to loving the idea, but coming around to being willing to accept or be okay with the idea. I do feel like he's going to continue to wish that it was different. Um, but I also feel like it's going to like if there's tension or something, I feel like that's going to lessen up. He's not going to learn to love it at this time, but he's going to come around to accepting it. is I guess how I'd word it. And if he's not going with you, then what it is that he'll be there and you'll be there. And if he's coming with you, then it's the focus on who's not coming with you. Please tell me what is going to come out of my daughter's situation. I want to say it's going to get slightly more imbalanced or worse before it ends up getting, she ends up getting either separated from another person or separated from a problem. Problems over there, now I'm over here before we were together. Um, it feels like there's a new beginning coming upon some kind of communication that's coming from an external source. So like this would be like if you're waiting for a decision from like a professional source or something, it feels like it's going to go in her favor, but it gets worse before it gets better, and then after it starts to get better, she starts to get further and further away from the problem more quickly. And there's some kind of external communication that plays a big factor as well. Will I get the job at Y and M? Will I hear back soon? I feel like this one's going to need a follow up. Like it would be very helpful for you to follow up with them if you haven't already. Um, or if it's been a great deal of time since the last time you followed up. I feel like they're in the midst of figuring something out when it comes to either how many people they want to hire or if they want to dissolve some kind of role. I feel like if they decide to keep it, then you'll end up getting it. But it's almost like something is up in the air with, are we even going to keep this role open, or how many people are we going to have in this role? Do we need less? Um, yeah, I would say another follow-up would be helpful. If they decide to keep whatever role this is, it feels like there's a high likelihood of you getting it. Hold on, I need to go figure out where that cat is and get her to get out of the hallway. One second. Okay. Bye-bye. Go. So, very nice singing, but can you please sing a little bit later? Okay. Okay. I blocked the hallway. Okay. Should I take a nap? Yes. Always nap. Naps are wonderful. Queen of Wands in reverse. Social Queen in reverse. That's a nap. Nope, I can still hear my cat. What do you see for my new property and house? And does Daddy have a message? For my new property and house. I feel like there's going to be some kind of hiccup that you overcome. And it's almost like that is very motivating. It's like, I don't know if this is a situation where like things seem a little too calm and I have to handle something and it puts the fire back in me. But it feels like there's something that goes wrong or something that's frustrating that you end up fixing. And I almost want to say like end up surprising yourself. Does Daddy have a message? The message is to not be too hard on yourself about whatever this is. King of Wands, Queen of Wands reverse. You have the capacity to handle this when the frustration comes. Five of Wands in reverse. It's not something that's going to stop you making a break from the past. It's almost like you're going to be in a situation that allows you to make your childhood self proud by like kind of giving like businesswoman redirects the energy to work in your favor type energy. I watch over you every day, every hour, every minute, never feel like you are alone. And I'm with all who have passed before, ancestors and long lost friends. Going to stay on about 15 more minutes. Um, I love NF too. He's my favorite artist. What is my soulmate up to? When will we be in each other's lives? Your soulmate is healing right now from, it feels like something not working out the way they intended. Doesn't feel like a relationship. It feels like career. Feels like some kind of career frustration that this person is working through. Oh, not a frustration. I'm trying to break through some kind of barrier of advancement to get to the next level of my career, and that's what I'm focusing on right now. Something's frustrating, it's not moving smoothly, but it's moving. I'm trying to figure out what tools I have that I can use in my favor. When will we be in each other's lives? Time will bring a surprise and on holidays. I feel like what on holidays is saying to me is not by the end of the year. It feels like it's going to be a little bit still. You see my health improving, my liver and adrenal glands. Right now, you feel weak, but whatever you're doing to rebuild the foundation is going to work in your favor. So, yes, I do see improvement. Um, it kind of feels like there's something else that could be helpful, but it almost feels like this coin purse is drawing my attention. It almost feels like something that your insurance wouldn't necessarily cover that's not a big cost, but is more of like something like extra preventative care wise. You know what this might be? Liver and adrenal glands. This may be like something, for example, like spending a little bit more money to eat organic, or like some like maybe not that exactly, but something like that, like because that would be something your insurance doesn't cover, obviously, but something that would be preventative care. So like maybe not that literally, but something like that, like a lifestyle change that may cost you a little bit more financially, but would help alleviate symptoms or something to that effect. But yeah, either way, I do see improvement. Especially when it comes to like, I feel like maybe you're feeling very weak or just you're feeling very defeated. That is what's going to be worked on. I really need a message from my papa. Our family is going through so much and I am breaking because my health. I need him. He goes to me raw. See what he has. You can't always get what you want by the Rolling Stones started playing. Okay, it feels like this is a little. I feel like normally he may be a little bit more of like a teddy bear, but this kind of feels like maybe not a teddy bear, like a kind of like a teddy bear, like an undercover teddy bear. Um, it almost feels like this is a little bit of like not tough love, but like, hey, listen, I need you to start to do whatever it takes to start to feel okay again. Now, not whatever it takes in an unhealthy way, but like whatever it is that you need to do to start to really feel like yourself again, to start to get your energy back, to start to like make the extra efforts to pour into yourself. There's a need to do that right now. Almost like yeah, lovers. I feel like I said this earlier in this reading to somebody else because I'm being reminded of it. Almost like pretend that he is you and that you taking care of yourself is actually taking care of him. Like do that for him. There's a need to be very mindful of where your thoughts are going and making sure that you're not pulling yourself too many steps backwards. There's this message of like you can do it. You just need someone to remind you that you need to want, how do I word this? You need to want to fight back against the thoughts that are not self-serving, that are causing you to kind of feel like you're spiraling backwards because you're dealing with things in the environment externally. So you need to make sure that your internal environment stays prepared to handle the external things by remaining peaceful. Feels like you're being very hard on yourself as well. When you speak to me out louder in your thoughts, I hear you. Oh, yeah, see the internal dialogue. So remind yourself that he can hear your internal dialogue and he does not like when you are working against yourself, even if it's unintentionally. And I love you with all my soul's being. I'm a Believer by the Monkees is the song. I know I just answered you, but I have these tokens. Nicole reminded me about them earlier. Glasses. Gods, goddesses you could look into. Where is that? Spiritual adventure, energy healing. I don't know where that deck is. Ask me this on the next live and I'll have the other deck out because I have a different deck that I can use. But I don't know where it is at the moment. Characters of other cards. You're looking for a feminine energy. Type into Google like feminine energy goddess that used her abilities to help people shift perspective on spiritual concepts relating to, I almost want to say like the way that the ancient people learned about spirituality. Find someone that's associated with that, like their ability to learn and maintain spiritual concepts. Type that into Google and see who comes up, or something to that effect into Google. Let me go back to these and try and do some of these. Daughter fell / hurt due to disassociation or health. Due to disassociation / health. I want to lean towards disassociation, especially with this Eight of Swords, the picture on this, because see how she's not tied up, and then here she's tied up, and if we're talking fell and got hurt, this makes me think of like falling down. I don't know if it was down steps, but this makes me feel like I feel like everything's clear. I take a step forward and I realize there's something there. Two of Wands would be going down that path. This is like I didn't see it till I hit it type of thing. And then the Magician's like all of the elements falling into place that lead to something. So I feel like what this is saying is a bit of disassociation, maybe because of I'm in my head about something health related and I'm disassociating. But I feel like what this is saying is a disassociation was really the I take a step, not realizing that I'm walking into a trap because I don't see the trap. And as I take the step forward, it's too late. All the pieces come together and I get hurt. I feel like I'd lean more towards disassociation, but it could have been disassociating because of health. So both of them may be connected. Will the bees be taking the lead in my book about the elemental kingdom? Any message from them and perhaps a song? I feel like there's a storyline that could be developed that would be very fitting for your book if you do choose to go down that route. Um, the wheel kind of makes me feel like the bee is an energy that a lot of people can easily understand because everyone knows what bees do. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows the different characteristics of bees more so than other bugs or animals. I feel like it's a good way to connect with the audience that is your target audience. Five of Cups in reverse makes me feel like there's different aspects of bees, like the pollination, and then also like the community. Like there's ways to produce the storyline in a very expansive way because all of the different characteristics that bees have that people can understand clearly. Um, Endgame by Taylor Swift is the song. I'm gonna try and get through these and then hop back over if I have any time left. What was Trixie's life like before she lived with me? Someone makes me nervous in the house that I live in, so I try to avoid said person because when I interact with said person, I either end up hurt or worried. So I try to stay on my own. Avoidance of someone specific. Granddaughter, 8-month-old, diagnosed with water on brain. Oh, I'm sorry. Will she be okay, or do we need a second opinion? Will she be okay? Second opinion. This to me is don't stop at the opinion you have. There's some kind of I don't necessarily feel like you're going to get a different diagnosis, but I feel like you're going to get a different option at a treatment plan or like more options to choose from of treatment plans. So I feel like a second opinion would be very helpful in terms of how it's treated moving forward. I feel like there's a solution that will manifest. How do I word this? Okay. I feel like if you stay with the opinion that you have now, there's going to be a solution, but the solution is going to be more taxing than if you get the second opinion. They may find a less taxing solution. Solution either way, more taxing, and the other one be like less invasive, I feel like less. Why does this keep doing this? Um, I was gonna say the other one would be, like, less amount of time that it would be for progress to be made, like a quicker solution that's less invasive. Should I get lenses and new glasses repaired? I feel like this is a lesson in knowing that you're deserving of things like that. Like, okay, would I rather money? Yes, but would I rather have this for myself that I know I can depend on and works? Also, yes. Do I deserve I almost feel like you may have an old pair that you're like, "Okay, I'll just wear this because I don't wanna spend the money to get the new ones, even though the new ones I can the prescription's better or it fits better." I feel like, yes, because it shows that you know that you're worthy of having things that are the way that you need them to be. Message from spirit. You recently released some kind of trigger here. Um, I almost wanna say this feels like it has something to do with, like, a friend or, like, either a friend that triggered you or I need a friend. I feel like I don't have anyone that I could talk to right now. I lean on myself and that ends up being enough. It's like something like that has recently happened and it's you're seeing yourself from a different light because of it, but you're not really realizing that that has happened yet. But you're going to start to recognize it. There's a rededication of energy that's coming in because you're clearing away something that made you feel like you needed something external that you didn't have yet in order to go down some path. So you're about to really recognize that you already have everything you need to make some kind of change that you've been waiting to make until something came to you. You're realizing that you already have it. Message from my maternal grandfather. There's a choice that you're going to be making, and it's almost like you said maternal, right? Yeah, maternal. I want to word this as there's a choice that you're going to be making that you're prepared to make because people from the past have showed you what you don't want to become or the energy that you don't want to show up in. And you're breaking what feels like some kind of either generational curse or generational trauma because you're making a decision differently than those who came before you would have been ready to make. Yeah, you're disconnecting from leaving yourself behind or like you're disconnecting from leaving part of yourself like in the corner or like avoiding part of yourself. You faced the wound that those who came before you could not face. And because of that, you're going to start to see how that's going to impact you going forward in a positive way, in a big positive way. You're taking the blindfold off now. If only I had known then what I know now, I would have lived differently. Yeah, it's like a you're the first one to reprogram some kind of long-standing generational self-limiting belief. All right, I'm gonna do two more and then I have to hop off. And I'll be back on tomorrow. I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Thank you to my mods for being here. I'm still working on getting the emails back to you. I'm a little behind. Let me see if there's anyone I did not get. Message from your dad. Oh, there he is. The time for waiting is past. It's time for you to I always want to say enact the strategy that you've been putting all the pieces together in your mind. It's like you've been collecting ideas or you've been collecting like looking back at previous lessons, seeing what you were meant to learn from them. There's some kind of divinely inspired action. What's that quote? The old the new you is going to cost you your new life is going to cost you your old one. That's what it is. Um, it's time for that. You're ready for that. Happiness lies within the memories we have created. Never forget. And I love you with all my soul's being. Let's scroll to the bottom, see if there's anybody I didn't get yet. About my spiritual journey. I think I'm going to make a video about this soon. Actually, I think I'm going to do a series of like little interviews about it, but I will just talk about that with you soon. She said it felt like a disassociation from not feeling well. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. She fell in a busy area. She keeps passing out and having weak spells. Yeah, that makes sense. It feels like there's something that can help this. I just want to say, like, it feels like not enough of something. I don't know if that's like nutrition wise or like I don't know if there's like medicine that needs to be evaluated to make sure it's the right dosage, like a checkup on it or something. But it feels like there is something that can help with that that isn't being taken advantage of yet. Okay, one more. Close my eyes. See. No caps there. Hold on. Any message from dad or mom? Last one, and then I'm going to hop off for today, and I will see you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. I said in my head, okay, is this mom or dad? And I got temperance, which is both. Um, there's something that wants to be almost like expressed in their honor, is how I want to word this, or like a need to deeply connect, bringing something out through you from them. I almost feel like this is a conversation between you and another person of like clearing the air or taking steps forward or making a choice to either take the high road. In an unexpected way, you led by example by taking some kind of path person wasn't willing to take towards you. So you were the bigger person in some kind of situation, and it's almost like you feel like no one saw it, and they're saying, "We saw it, and we're very proud of you for it." This is something that already happened. You already took the high road. You thought nobody saw it. It hurt you to either not say your piece or however you handled it. You did what you felt like you needed to do, but that doesn't mean it didn't hurt. And you feel like nobody saw it, but they're saying, "We saw it, and we're very proud of you for it." Um, and almost like they're saying, like, it'll make sense soon. Like, you'll not that you did what you did to get some kind of reward, but you're getting a release from something. Spirit apparition, so they're with you, they're around you, and my death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. So it feels like they're saying they're together and they're with you and okay as well. This song. Eternal Flame by the Bengals. All right, everyone, I'm going to hop off. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my mods. And I will see you all tomorrow.